Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Namaste. Good morning. That was for the Hare Krishna devotees. You don't know who I am, not yet anyway, but I know who you are. Do you know who you're not? Okay. So I must do my Kabbalah prayer to live. So I must do that quickly. Really, I don't want to use that word. Sucks. But yeah, I can't use the Baroque music. You know. But yeah, I didn't make that song up, or what do they call it? Kirtan song up. I didn't make that up. That came from heaven. I'm Mr. Pig. I don't make stuff like that. You know, I go wink, wink. Okay. Nicotine. So once again, I light up the incense, circle around the word or words, the mantra. The word in the beginning was the word. Circle around the mantra 7 times. Invoke Shri Agni. Is Shri means Lord. Agni means fire, or god of fire. And you give life to even inanimate objects like fire. Okay. Namaste. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Namaste. Hare Krishna devotees bow down when they light up the incense and when the incense goes down. I'm not a devotee, so I just do like half of it. I just bow down in the beginning, is what I mean. So this is the book called, once again, The Prayer of the Kabbalist, written by Yehuda Berg, and at one point he was one of the top 50 rabbis in the United States, and it was actually number 4 in Newsweek magazine. And he was the author of The Power of Kabbalah and many other books. And it's copyrighted 2007. I'll tell you a funny story. This is not the actual book that I'm talking about, but this book was given to me, another copy. That copy is too old now to use. About 15 years ago, something like that. It was a long time ago in the subway. A person, I think that person was Jewish, and the person looked at me, he or she, and said, "I think this is for you," in the subway. And I guess I was going through something at the time, so I didn't think much of it, and I just said, "Thank you," and took it. I didn't start using it. I just like left it on the bookshelf, for at least a decade. And then when I turned to 42, I started using it. And nowadays, if I don't do this, like the first thing in the morning, I'm not gonna say I will die, but very, very, very close to it. I can't even talk. Like, I can't talk properly after the prayer. Before the prayer, it's like, a talking pig, pretty much. So let me adjust some settings so we could do the prayer. Yeah, I'm not doing this prayer because I'm pious. I do this prayer because I need to survive. There's a difference. Okay. So the name of the prayer is called the 42-letter name of God. And once again, not every Jewish person is aware of this prayer, which kind of is a mystery to me. But so I'm gonna start reciting it and then stop at today's line, which is Tuesday. So that's in line 3. I'm gonna stop. Namaste. Ana Bekoak. I do it again. Ana Bekoak. Gedulat Yamineka. Datil Jerura. Gabel Linat. Ameka Sagvenu. Taharenu Nora. Na Gibor. Dorushei Ihudeka Gababat Shomram. Alright, so that's Tuesday. Now we go to the angels of the day. And you scan from right to left all the letters. From starting from top, of course. And I need my nicotine more than ever for some reason today. It's probably because I sang. Okay. And now go back to the 42 letter name prayer and continue on from line 3. Now it's line 4. And I'm gonna stop at line 4 because this is the month of Av according to the Jewish calendar. And Av is the angel for Av is on Wednesday. He rules the whole month, but he's particular designated um, uh, Wednesday. I guess he likes Wednesday is what I'm gonna say. Barakamu, Daharamu, Rachame, Jidikateka, Tamid, Gomdamu. Okay. So I stopped at line 4. Now we go to the month. And what you do is you scan the letters for that month. So that's the angel for that month. It says Av, but the letters don't say Av. The letters are the names of the angels. And you scan, I think it's just 2 letters per month. Yeah, so you scan the 2 letters and then you hang them above your head and meditate on it for a little while. So I'm gonna do that. And then what you do is turn the letters into white and still hang them over your head, above your head, and then meditate on that for a little while. Harder time meditating on it today for some reason. And then after the meditation on the angel of the month, right afterwards you go to this thing called Dikukun Hanefesha. Dikukun Hanefesha. And if you're a Christian, it literally means laying on of hands. It's laying on of hands to heal. the book doesn't say that, but the technology, this Tikukun Hanefesh technology is like 4,000 years old. So, I'm not making stuff up. And once again, half the letters that are written, in on there is it just says Yahweh, 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 Yahweh. And if you're a Christian, you should know what that means. And once again, Jews don't even say that. Jews don't pronounce the word Yahweh. They won't say it until the Lord comes back. They just, when they see Yahweh, they say Adonai. Adonai means Lord. So figure that out for yourselves. Okay, so I'm gonna start from, so you go from number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you scan all the body parts, lay the hand, above the designated organs of the body, and glide it, and imagine a bright shining light coming from your hand, destroying death from your body, and in return you disperse that energy around you, which is love and kindness. It's give and a take. What else? Oh yeah, so right now I'm particularly focusing on the body parts which died. Once again, figuratively speaking, I have 7 processors in my head, and one of the processors died. And what does that mean? It means a lot of physical disfigurement and a whole lot of lethal pain. All I'm gonna say is I used to look better. I was on TV shows and movies, like not just every now and then, it was like every day pretty much. And I was working full-time for the film industry for 7 years. 3.5 years as a professional extra. Until the incident. In 2019. Go check my bio, please. I'm not gonna ask you to subscribe and like, but I'm gonna definitely ask you to check my bio, because if you don't know where I'm coming from, you're gonna assume that first I don't eat meat, I don't eat fish, I don't eat shellfish, I don't eat anything that moves before it becomes food, and I don't even eat eggs. Why would I eat living things for? And 2, I'm not a normal person. I'm an abnormal person. I should have been dead like 5 years ago. And if you look at my bio, it kind of tells you about me. So go check my bio. I'm not gonna ask you to subscribe and like, but I'm gonna definitely ask you to check my bio, because some people think, first I'm learning Sanskrit. I'm not. Nobody's taught me Sanskrit. And drugs taught me Sanskrit. Weed and shrooms taught me Sanskrit until I didn't. I can't use them. I graduated. Once again, I graduated from using weed, and I graduated from using shrooms. I got a certificate of graduation. For both of them, actually, So, what else? Yeah, so you're gonna assume things about me. Oh, yeah, and people assume that I'm like learning English. It's like, when you have a fatal wound which prevents you from speaking, it takes right now it's taking me about 20 times the amount of effort than before the fatal incident. I should say fatal encounter. It's a long story. If I heal, I'll tell you all about it. But it's too depressing. to tell at the moment. Even though we're depressing is depressing. It's really depressing. Gateru. Oh wait. Namaste. I forgot to say Namaste. Namaste to the angels. Okay. Gateru. Hokuma. And yeah, you go over the organs, each part for a few seconds. That's what the book says. So don't overdo it. There's always a tomorrow. It's a daily prayer. So now I'm doing nose. The letters for the nose is right side left, so you kind of have to turn the book towards you. The demons are acting up again. I'm talking about some people really don't like it when you're being religious in the true sense of the word. They want you to be fake religious, not like real religious. But I'm not doing this because I'm religious. I'm doing this for survival, which means I probably appear to be really, really religious to some people, and demons get freaked out by that sometimes. So you hold the right nose longer than your left nose because the right nose stands for fragrance and mercy, and the left nose for destroying death and smoke. So fragrance and smoke make incense, and that's why I light up an incense, because it helps me meditate on that incense. So now the left nose. And yeah, you hold the right nose a few seconds longer than the left nose, which to me means twice as long. And then after that, you use that incense to heal all the rest of the body parts, starting at the mouth, number 10. So from number 10 to 17, you're utilizing the incense you've created to heal. You visualize the smoke taking away death from your body. So what helps me, and this is not in the book, is to, breathe in deeply. And then at the exhale, I heal the organs. That's what I do. But sorry if I hope the demons don't get me today. There are a lot of things that demons do. One is to make the person angry. It's like the last thing I want to do is be angry. Like when you're in a lot of pain, being angry is like adding fuel to it, if you know what I mean. But that's why I use, in order to cope, I use nicotine, because it helps me keep cool, you know. So yeah, there's a time for everything. And what demons do is they enter the human body and then try to get them to do what the demons want them to do, what the demons want to do, using the human or humans. And that's the reason for most of the crime that's happening. And that person is nice. Why was that person doing what he was doing? I call it demons. I don't know what you would call it. Okay. Chesed. Yeah, demons either try to get, the subject to the human, the target, a target human to either be angry or afraid. And anger and fear are the same, two sides of the same coin. Anger is sort of an evolved form of fear, because when you realize that what you've been fearing is less powerful than you thought, one tends to become angry about it. It's like, why was I in fear? So, and anger and fear fuel the demons. So, they try to produce it as much as they can. It's like angels try to produce love and kindness as much as they can, and demons try to produce fear and anger as much as they can because they live on it. Geburan. Different. I should have mentioned this. So before you glide your hand above the organs to heal, you scan the letters designated for the body parts. The large letters is what I mean. So, for example, number 1 has 4 letters. Number 2 also has 4 letters. 3 has 4 letters. 4 has like 4 times 5, 20 letters. And you scan from right to left and top to bottom. And that's before you start gliding your hand above the organs. Sorry if I'm stuttering more now. The demons are working on me. It's like I'm dead enough. It's like it's overkill. Zak. Netzak. Sorry. Hodu. Oh, and maybe I should mention this or not. I regret it later, but it's something's on in my head, and I'm trying to be more like myself each day until I am fully myself, even in this condition. Um, if the demons tend to enter people who've done evil deeds, they're bad people are more prone to demon entering than saintly good people. And in the worst case, when the demon leaves the body, sometimes they could take the soul with them, meaning the person whom the demon entered could end up dead. And then this is without violence. And the one instance that I could give is in the New Testament when Ananias and his wife, forgot his wife's name. Let me look that up. And sorry, Ananias and Sapphira. So they stole money. They lied to the Apostle Paul. And was it Peter? I'll try to read it to you what happened to them. If you're a Christian, you know what happened to them. But so you know what I'm talking about here. Uh, kind of unnerving, and that's not my word. It's according to a magazine. Okay, so Ananias and Sapphira, following Barnabas' example, sold their land but secretly withheld a portion of the proceeds. Ananias presented his donation to Peter, so it was Peter, not Apostle Paul. Sorry, all the saints are the same to me. Peter replied, "Why is it that Satan has so filled your heart that you have lied to the Holy Spirit?" Peter pointed out that Ananias was in control of the money and could give or keep it as he saw fit, but had withheld a portion of it. Peter stated that Ananias had lied not to men, but to God. Because of his actions, Ananias died on the spot. Like nobody hurt him, nobody used their fists, or it wasn't. He didn't die out of violence. He just his soul came out of the body, and the body died. So yeah, because of his actions, Ananias died on the spot and was carried out. Everyone who heard about the incident feared the Lord. 3 hours after Ananias' death, his wife arrived, unaware of what had happened. Peter asked her the price of the land that she and Ananias sold, and she stated the same untruthful price that Ananias had given, so she also lied. So Ananias lied to Peter, and he died on the spot. And now the paragraph ends with, she too fell dead. And nobody hurt her, nobody used violence against her, but the soul came out of the body, producing death. As noted as I'm just gonna. This is Wikipedia. It says, as noted by Rick Strelin, these are commentaries, people who comment on the Bible. Dun describes it as, or Dun, as one of the most unnerving episodes in the whole of the New Testament. So this is a serious matter. But my point here is that when demons come out of the body, in the worst cases, they take the soul with them, and the person may end up dropping dead. Yeah, so that was on my mind, and I just need to say that. I hope that makes sense. Okay. I did not hold it. Yes, hold it. And I shouldn't have said demons are more demons enter more readily up. Demons enter more readily into the bodies of bad people. It's also, I'm not gonna use the word bad. I'm just gonna say weak people. because in some cases, demons enter, the bodies of children because they're not strong, they're weak. And that's really rare, but I guess it seems to happen sometimes. And if you're a Christian and were listening to what I was saying, if you're a Christian and was listening to what I was saying, and you're like blasphemy, blasphemy, blasphemy. Well, the entire New Testament it specifically focuses on demons, and Yahusha, that's Jesus' real name, talked about demons all the time and how to drive them out and stuff like that. So if I were making stuff up, I will tell you differently. But like the New Testament seems to believe in demons more than I do. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, so I've done the Tikukun Hanefesh, which is laying on of hands. And now go back to the 42 letter name prayer and finish it. So that was line 4. Now I'm going to line 5, and then towards to the end. The last line is there's a line 8. The recitation finishes at 7, and the 8th line is read silently. I actually whisper it because it helps me. Okay. Hasina Gadosha Berov Dubeka Nahel Adateka Yakid Ge Le Ameka Bene Zokrei Gadushateka Shabatenu Gabel Ushma Ja Akatenu Yodea Da Alumot I'm actually gonna ask a Jewish person, if I'm allowed to whisper it or just do it silently with my mouth shut. I'll find that out sometime. So, Namaste, that was the Kabbalah prayer. And not all the Jews know about the Kabbalah prayer. I do. And no, it's an essential survival tool for me at the moment, or it has been for the last few years. It has helped me survive my fatal encounter back in 2019. So let me see. It's really hard to do things without music. That's my only gripe about making this channel is that Twitch and YouTube, they copyright Baroque music, like recorded 50 years ago or even before that. I don't use modern music. I don't listen to modern music. All I listen to is like Bach, Handel, and Vivaldi, and I use Spotify. I made a playlist for myself for the Baroque music. And what else do I listen to here besides Bach, Handel, and Vivaldi? Francois Couperin, if you know who that is. Telemann is another famous Baroque composer, Baroque computer, Baroque computers. Telemann is really, his music is really good. So if you're into the Baroque music, I made a public playlist called Jeremy's Baroque, and it's on Spotify. Nobody's using my playlist, so instead of saying subscribe and like, I'm gonna ask you to check my Spotify playlist out. Because why? Because that's all I listen to. I don't listen to anything else at the moment. All I listen to is my own playlist that I made for myself. It's 41 hours long. It's got 799 songs. So I could play that all day, all night. That's what I do, pretty much. And my point is that it kind of sucks that YouTube and Twitch don't allow me to play this kind of music. It's like, I can understand why they don't want you to play Kanye West or what have you, Taylor Swift music. But the Baroque music, that's like a mystery to me. Like, it's almost like two different genres and two different species of music, if you will. Baroque. Baroque is the best. If it's not Baroque, don't fix it. So, yeah. Let me fix my setting here. No, not use the picture for now because I gotta. Right. So what I do now, once again, is I write out the Hare Krishna mantra. Why do I write the Hare Krishna mantra every day? Because it helps me chant. That's why. Without having written it at least once a day, or once a day, just once a day, I cannot. I chant 32 rounds of the Hare Krishna mantra. Each round has 108 counts. So it's 108 times 32. I can't. How many? Let me bring out the calculator. 32 times 108. So I chant 3,456. That's a funny number. 3,456 times. No, that's the number of the times that I recite the mantra. I say the mantra 3,456 times per day. And without having written it once a day, I wouldn't be able to do it. And I don't know if you've seen my other videos. I've just found out the actual real way of writing it. The order of writing the mantra is really, really important. It helps the pronunciation. And that's coming from nobody's told me that. That's coming from my own experience. So I have a new way of writing it. It's just a minor line. It's the only difference is a little tiny line, but that made a whole world of difference. And I talked about this yesterday. They used to have this thing, they had in the 80s, there were supercomputers, which were like, sometimes size of like 2 floors of a building, or maybe even up to half a building. I don't know. I don't know anything about computers, but supercomputers. So they had to call in like a high. He wasn't a technician. He was more like a computer programmer, but he was really, really smart. So they wanted him to figure out why the supercomputer wasn't working properly, So they called him in, and this guy was a genius. He's I don't know if you know what Fortran is, but he was like he either programmed Fortran, or he was using Fortran and that's a computer programming language. And if you know what that is, you know what I'm talking about. According to that genius person, which I'm referring to, uh, Fortran is using Fortran to program is the easiest way to give yourself a migraine. So they called him in, the genius, to figure out what was wrong with the supercomputer. This happened in the 80s, I believe. And he came in and he saw the whole thing, and then he saw that one of the power plugs wasn't plugged in. and you know, I think he asked, like, what is that for? What is that plug for? And they were just like, oh, just something, you know, it's not important. We just want you to fix the supercomputer. Don't pay attention to it. And he plugged it in, and the supercomputer started working properly again. So my point is that that little adjustment in the writing of my mantra, that was that was the cause of my imperfection of the mantra. I was wondering, why is it not as potent as the Hindu scriptures say? You know, there were books written about the Hare Krishna mantra like 500 years ago, and they all talk about how miraculous the mantra is, or you know, the potency of the name Krishna, and and I was always wondering, you know, why is it as potent as it should be? And my mistake was I didn't write, and this is kind of I would say karmic now. I didn't write Krishna in the order it was supposed to be written. But if you watch from today, that's how I'm gonna write from now on, or starting yesterday anyway. Last night. Not the morning video. In the morning video yesterday, that's August 5th, I wrote it the wrong way, and then I realized it afterwards, a few hours later. So starting last night, and if you watch my ASMR video from last night, I wrote it like an insane person over and over, like 3-4 times or something like that, because I need to memorize the way, the order of the way it's written. The order of writing is really important. You're not drawing the mantra, you're writing it in, you know, this verse, that verse. It's in like a sequence, that, and then that line, and then this line, and then that line. So now you'll see what I'm doing. I'm gonna write the mantra. I usually write once a day. I'm gonna write once and then see how I feel, because it's the way of this new way of writing is really new to me. So I may have to do it like maybe a couple of times or a few times. And if I feel insane, I might write it like 5 times. But let's see what happens. Let me see if writing it just once is enough. It might not be. If a person of the Sanatana Dharma, that's the real term for Hindus, just, you know, sees what I've written or what I've just showed you on the camera, he may get enlightened. He or she, sorry, they may get enlightened just by looking at what I've written. It kind of confirms their faith, you know. So what I've shown you, which is this, it's not an everyday occurrence, is what I'm trying to tell you. I need more nicotine. Sorry, it's my vice at the moment. I used to be worse. I am Mr. Pig, but I'm a behaving Mr. Pig. Okay. So if you want to learn how to write the Hare Krishna mantra, you could actually really use this video at this part and rewind it, what have you, to actually learn how to write the mantra. Because the sequence, the order of sequence of which I write is the correct way, and I found that out the hard way. So first I write Namaste. That's just a personal thing for me. I'm not asking anybody to write that. This helps me to say Namaste when it's necessary at the right times. And then the mantra. So this is the correct way of writing the mantra. So you could use this part of the video and rewind it and watch it over and over to figure out how you write the mantra. Okay, let me move the mic out of the way so I can actually write it. I'm turning down the music so the mic doesn't catch it. Okay. So now let me read you what is written there. And I think I'm going to write it at least once more because it's a new way of writing. And the only difference is the word Krishna, that word. And specifically on the word shu. There's a line above shu before you write no. I didn't know that. And that's a little tiny line there from here to there. The top line. Someone might ask, why not just write Krishna Krishna over and over and over. Why write out the whole mantra if you just made those little mistake of writing the word Krishna? And the reason is because you pay respects to Sanskrit. Sanskrit, unlike all the other languages, is a living language. It'll if you disrespect it, it might get you later. And bad things have happened to me enough. I don't want anything else on top of that. That's just me. So whatever you do is up to you. So I write out the whole mantra, even though my mistake was just on that little tiny line above the word show, above the character show. So yeah, let me read it, and then I'm gonna write it one more time, and then chant the mantra. So it's Namaste. Let me fix that a little bit. I think I was talking while I was writing. I shouldn't do that, huh? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So I'm gonna write it one more time, and then I'll show you what I've written, the correct right side up, and then go from there. So once more. Okay, now I'm gonna read once more what I've written, which is, well, first I'll say Namaste, 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 and then recite Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And I'll show you today's writings. I may even stop while I'm chanting. I may even stop in the middle and write the mantra a couple of more times. It's because I write because it helps my pronunciation of the mantra. Otherwise, I'll be writing less for sure, and because I do everything for survival at the moment. So whatever is for my survival, I do it. And right now it's writing it. Yeah. Okay. So what you're looking at, what I've done, is not something that's considered natural, or yeah, it's not normal, it's not natural, I'm doing this out of survival. So if it's unnatural, it's kind of fits what I'm going through. um if you don't know Sanskrit, you don't if you don't know Sanskrit, you don't know what I'm talking about. But for those of you who know Sanskrit, it's something that's special. um would I call that special? It's something that's special. Unnatural or special? Okay, nicotine, and then so I'm gonna start chanting. Chant for maybe up to maybe a couple of hours. Maybe I'll stop before then. But if my chanting is of a better quality now because of the writing, then it might even be faster. But yeah, nicotine and then chanting. Brahma, it's a motiti. Sorry, plant first. It's motiti. That's a plant, and it stands for Brahma. Rudraksha. It's a plant in India, and it stands for Shiva. This and what I'm wearing are the same thing. It's Tulasi, and it's also a plant, and it stands for Vishnu. I'm really gonna miss my phone. It's been really good to me. I dropped it. That's called karma for you. Why did I drop it? It's not that I'm wasting money. That doesn't make me sad. Just the fact that I can't use my old phone. I like my phone, an inanimate object. And that's why it makes me sad. And then why couldn't the same phone be with me for at least a couple of years more? Why do you like an inanimate object? What do you have feelings for an inanimate object? Because even an inanimate object could show you love sometimes. If it does, and when it does show you love, you have no choice but to feel the love, first of all. And second of all, you start feeling sorry for it because of the love. Yeah, I'm not trying to love my old phone that I had for the last year and a half. it showed love towards me, and then now I have no choice but to feel that love and respond accordingly to it, and I feel really bad. Okay, so procrastinating here, kinda. The mantra. Namaste. I wasn't looking at the camera. I was looking at my phone, but it happened to be the camera. The camera. Yeah, the camera through which you're looking at me is my old phone's camera, and I like my old phone a lot. That's an understatement. Okay. Namaste. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. What I mean by the phone showing me love was, I don't know if you watched a video of mine maybe a couple of days ago or a few days ago. I had after I had dropped it, and the internet connection wasn't working properly. The mega beep rate went down from like 200 and something down to like 50 for a few days, and then after a few days it went back up, and that's back up to 250 megabeeps per second again. And that's when I had I had already ordered a replacement phone, and that's after that it started working fine again. And then I felt the love. I felt it was saying goodbye, and for the last time it was gonna work fine, just to let me know that it loved me. I didn't know my phone loved me. I didn't know phones have feelings, but they seem to do sometimes. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Someone might ask, why don't you keep your old phone now? It's working fine again. The lens doesn't work fine. I really dropped it. I heard the thud. I knew right away something was broken. So even if it's trying, I can't use it for this purpose. So it's a dilemma. Yeah. And I have to return it, So it's like really saying goodbye to my phone. Sorry, I looked at the camera. I was looking at my phone's camera. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And this is why I'm not allowed to have pets. I didn't make that up. I was actually told not to have pets, and I already knew the reason why. It's because if I'm feeling this much towards an inanimate object. Imagine, if I had a dog and the dog died, like, um, it'll hurt me almost lethally. So I'm not allowed to have pets. Because, dog lives up to maybe 25 years. That's if you're lucky or really lucky. And that's it, 25 years. And then what, but I'm not, that's just for me. I'm not allowed to have pets because I grieve even for a dying phone. How much more grief will I have if when a pet died? I had roommates. I think about 8 years ago, and they had a kitten. It was when they first got it. It was like 3 weeks old or something like that, and it passed away just 1 week shy of its first birthday. And it took me a really, really long time. It wasn't even my kitten; it was their kitten. And it took me like a few years, like 3 years, to come to terms with it. And still, it made a mark on me. It made me realize that I can't have pets. So, yeah. Namaste. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. There's actually an instance. Sorry, if you are wondering why I'm stuttering or not, if I'm just learning English, or if what is the reason why I'm not speaking properly, and you are an actor, is because I suffered a fatal wound, and specifically parts of my face and head. So that prevents me from speaking properly. So I apologize, but that's where I'm coming from. But my point is, there was an instance in an ancient Hindu scripture. I think it was Mahabharata. Mahabharata is where Bhagavad Gita comes from. It's like a tiny chapter in the longest epic on the face of the earth. Within that literature, there was an instance where there was a man who had parents, and he loved his parents so much that when his parents passed away, he went with them. He died with them. I think he went into the fire of which they were being cremated. He couldn't. So love is special, and the Hindu scripture didn't call that like insanity, or they actually called it holy. It was a holy thing to do for him to die with his parents, because he loved his parents more than anything else in the world. So yeah, I'm not allowed to have pets. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The holy script, in the Hindu scripture didn't call it holy, his act holy. I think they either inferenced or said that he did it out of love. it was an act of love, and not of insanity or what have you. Yeah. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. He must have had really, really loving parents. Really, and that's an understatement. Really, 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 really loving parents. Still understatement. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And for those, once again, who are wondering, why are you able to speak Sanskrit? Uh, the pronunciation is the pronunciation is from 5,000 years ago. It's not modern Sanskrit. So why do you speak Sanskrit better than English? It's because I'm on the brink of death. That's why. Let me remind you once more that I suffered a fatal wound. I had a fatal encounter, like 5 years back. It's a long story, but I'll get into that if I heal. Otherwise, there's no point to talking about it. So, if I heal, I'll tell you. Maybe I'll tell you. But so a lot of the damages are done primarily to my upper body parts, my face and my head and other parts. And it's I used to look better, I used to be on TV shows and in movies. Like that was my full-time job. I spoke better. It takes me like 20 times as much effort to even open my mouth than before the incident. Or I should call it the encounter. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And if you're, thinking, oh wow, whatever is coming out of his mouth is unworldly, it should make sense. I'm on the brink of death. If a person praying near when he or she's near death should sound different than a normal person's prayer. And this is called yoga chanting. This I wrote in in the comment section. I was replying to a commenter, and I was saying this completes the yoga practice, because the exercise, primarily focuses on the lower chakras, the first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. The mantra focuses specifically on the heart chakra, the fourth chakra, throat chakra, the third eye chakra, and the head, the mind chakra. So it completes it. Yoga exercise for the lower chakras, and the mantra chanting for the higher chakras. And if you've done the yoga exercise, or what people call yoga, if you've done that for years and years and years, you may have noticed that you felt the need to speak more. And that's where the Hare Krishna mantra, Hare Krishna mantra, I'm speaking like modern people again, comes in. That's where the mantra comes in and completes it, so you don't feel the need to speak, because you've done the yoga exercise for years and years and years, and it makes you prettier if you're not going through what I'm going through. I'm trying to be a normal person again. That's what I'm using the mantra for. That's what I'm using the mantra for. Yeah. So before being pretty, I'm talking about my face here. I have to look normal first. And the face you're looking at is not my face. It was, yeah. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. When you go through a fatal encounter, it tends to make you look different. You look more like a zombie than before. It should make sense. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, and and it's the same reason I'm changing subject here. It's the same reason why I don't need meat. The reason, and I even love inanimate objects sometimes. Like to eat an animal or animals is unthinkable to me. I shouldn't admit it, but I will anyway. I even make friends with cockroaches, and if you do it the right way, they don't live in your room anymore. Because even cockroaches know what love is. Or if you save an animal from death somehow, like it was say a deer got hit by a car and it didn't die, and you treated its wound and it lived, that's forever. That not just that deer, it's a whole species of deer that's gonna love you forever, because the word gets around in the animal kingdom, and the same thing applies to the insect kingdom as well. And so I'm not gonna go too much into talking about insects or cockroaches, but you could inference that example and apply it to what I'm talking about here. The same thing happens in the insect kingdom as well. You know, you save a life of either an insect or an animal, and if you really did it, if you really did save the life from death, they have no choice, but the whole kingdom of insects or animals will love you forever. The word gets around in the insect kingdom, the word gets around in the animal kingdom. Okay, Namaste. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. And by saving an insect's life, I don't mean like, oh, you caught a cockroach and you just let them go. That's saving their life from my intended death. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if I say uh, what's an example I will give here? I don't want to talk about myself too much. Say, uh, a fly got into your refrigerator somehow and you found it, and then you put it out of the fridge, but you didn't kill it, and you put it somewhere where you thought it was dead because it was in your fridge and it wasn't moving. So, you put it somewhere until you were planning to put it into the garbage can or what have you. And then it suddenly started moving again, and it realized that you had saved its life from freezing to death. So the fly realizes that you're the savior, and then for a minute or two, it stares at you, or it doesn't move, even though it's able to move. It doesn't move and stares at you, just to see if you're gonna kill it or not. And you don't kill it. You just try to let it go somehow. And it'll thank you forever. And not just that fly. The whole species of fly will thank you forever for saving its life. It's a rare occurrence, but if you're lucky enough to have experienced that, then and you even start to like flies, and and you know it's what love is. And instead of killing the fly, you let it go from, and you've saved its life from freezing to death when you found it in the fridge, and you still didn't kill it afterwards. So the fly has no choice but to thank you forever. And chances are there won't be any flies in your room anymore, because it knows what you want, what you like, and it respects it from that perspective. It's like, oh, he doesn't like us that much. He doesn't like that person doesn't like my savior doesn't like flies in his room that much, so I must respect it. That's what the fly thinks, and that's my theory anyway. Same thing applies to ants and other insects as well. And it even applies to spiders, which is not an insect. It's an arachnoid or something like that. Everything seems to have a soul. A soul of some sort. An inanimate object may not have a soul. I don't think it has a soul, but it's still created from God. And and if you're of the Sanatana Taima, that's the term for Hindus. If you're a Hindu, everything comes from Brahma, And Brahma is the grandfather of the universe, which means he graduated from this reality. He created everything. And he's the most loving and the most humble soul in the entire universe. That's who Brahma is. So, in a way, by acknowledging love from my inanimate object, that is my phone, I'm paying respects to the creator of the universe. The creator used to be Brahma, used to be Vishnu, before this Mahakalpa, before the great this creation of the universe. That was 21 trillion years ago. So I'm not talking about separate gods here. I'm actually talking about one God. There's only one God. The one God travels the time cycle 3 times. So it seems like there's 3 separate entities to a human being, because Shiva is one cycle, and then Vishnu is the next cycle, and then Brahma is the next cycle after that, the cycle after that. So it's a one soul traveling through the timeline 3 times, and so it's not three separate entities. There are 3 gods are one God in 3 different time cycles. And Brahma becomes Shiva again. He forgets everything and becomes Shiva again. So Brahma is the most experienced soul. He's traveled around the timeline 84 trillion years plus 21, 93, 95 trillion years. No, wait. 105 trillion years he's traveled. He's been around for a really, 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 really long time. That's why he's known as the grandfather, according to the tradition of Sanatana Dharma to the Hindus. So yeah, he's the most loving, and even his objects are loving. Even my phone is loving. You might ask also, where do all these bad things come from? All I could say is it's called karma, and a karma doesn't disappear even after trillions of years, until it completes its karmic cycle. So who is it? Ramayana, Namayano, not Namay. I'm talking like average normal people, modern people. In Ramayana, Rama was the immortal king who's ruled the earth for 10,000 years. This happened about 1 to 2 million years ago, or something like that. And his wife, I'm not gonna say Lakushimi. It's an incarnation of Lakushimi, but what was her name? Sita. Sita went through, she was kidnapped by Ravana, the demon king, and she said to herself, I must have done some evil deed a really, really, really long time ago. Really, 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 really long time ago. That's why I'm going through what I'm going through. So she even admitted that it was karma, that, and because of that karma, she was being kidnapped. According to the Hindu scriptures, karma doesn't disappear even for trillions of years. It lingers until it completes its karmic cycle, is what I call it. Until it finishes its deed or deeds. Karma doesn't go away. Like, karma doesn't disappear is what I'm trying to say here. Okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, and by the way, if you're a Christian and are curious about, Hindu deities, like I'm really attracted to Hinduism, but I'm a Christian. I cannot believe in such. You could call the deities angels, and start from there, and you could still utilize what Hinduism has to offer. What I'm trying to say is, don't limit the God inside of you. If the God needs something to survive, like in my case, if there's a will, there's a way. That's part of the reason why I'm a Jewish Kabbalist. I utilize all religions if it helps me to survive, especially if it helps me to survive. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And once again, time is a circle. It's a 42 trillion year long circle. Time has no beginning. Time has no end. If you think I'm crazy about talking about the time is a circle, it's even crazier to think that time had a beginning and time will end. Civilizations will end. Things will end, trust me. Things had a beginning, things had an end. Time only goes forward. And it had no beginning, it has no end. It goes around and round and round. Time is forever. Time does not stop. Civilizations stop. You will stop one day. People will stop. Things will stop. Even the universe collapses. The universe also has an end. But that's not time. Time only goes forward. Humans have made measures of time called seconds, hours, and months and years, days. They don't stop. Time does not stop. We don't, suddenly go frozen because time stopped. Time does not stop. So my point here is that there's only one God. That God travels around the time 3 times. And what that means is he creates 2 different versions of himself. That's why there are 3 main gods in Hinduism: Shiva, Vishnu, and Brahma, they're the same soul. They're the same people in three different time cycles. Because Shiva becomes Vishnu in the next time cycle. Vishnu becomes Brahma in the next time cycle. Brahma becomes Shiva again the next time cycle, and forgets everything, and starts anew as Shiva. So yeah, there's only one God. God is 3 times more powerful than time. Time does not go backwards. Time only goes forward. If you're disagreeing with me, oh, time does go backwards. No, you were doing it in your head. You're time traveling in your head. Yeah, time only goes forward. Don't delude yourselves. No, he's crazy. He thinks time doesn't go. He thinks time doesn't go backwards. Like, really? Time doesn't go backwards. Time only goes forward. We have seconds, minutes, hours, days, and months, and years, and that's forever. Forever and ever and ever. It's a never-ending cycle. It's a revolving. It's a gigantic revolving wheel of time. So yeah, once again, there's only one God. That God is separated by 3 timelines, 42 trillion years apart. So Shiva is separated from Vishnu, 42 trillion years apart. Vishnu is separated from Brahma, 42 trillion years apart. Brahma is separated from Shiva, 42 trillion years apart. Shiva will eventually become Vishnu. Vishnu will eventually become Brahma. So in a sense, Shiva will eventually become Brahma 84 trillion years from now. That's 2 time cycles. And if you ask like somebody like a Kabbalist, really enlightened Kabbalist, he might even tell you time and distance do not exist. And what I mean is it's an illusion. It's not an illusion. It's reality is real. Yoga Sutra says it's a form. Time and distance is a form of illusion, but you cannot make it go away. That's my point. You cannot make time and distance go away. You cannot make this reality go away. You could go away one day, but you don't. Yeah, reality doesn't disappear. And Yoga Sutra says whoever thinks that this reality is not real is to be pitied. So, okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yeah, reality is a form of illusion, but that illusion is not. That's a real illusion, and it's not. It's I shouldn't even use the word illusion. And once again, whoever thinks that this reality isn't real enough, or they are to be pitied according to the Yoga Sutras. Just think about that for a second. If you one day everybody will die. I know that. Given a long enough time length, everybody will eventually die. But reality doesn't go away at all. The reality will be at least this reality will be around for 21 trillion years. So if I gave you an answer, towards a question you might have had, there's your answer. Reality doesn't go away for 21 trillion years. And then the whole universe collapses. And 21 trillion years is a really, 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 really long time. And that's an understatement. Okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Time and distance is it could be called a form of illusion because it was created by God. So God created it. So from a godly perspective, it is an illusion. But at least from a human perspective, it's real. It's Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I apologize if I've offended anybody from what I've said. My excuse is that I have a fatal wound, had a fatal encounter, and I'm not myself yet. First, I have to be myself, and then two, I have to heal myself. So, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So if I've offended anyone or uttered a blasphemy, I apologize. But most of what I said is the truth. At least most. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. So I'm just correcting myself a little bit here. To call that time and distance are an illusion, you could say that if you're a god or an angel or something that's higher than humans for sure, then you would see that it is a form of illusion created by God, which is different than an illusion created by humans. God is 3 times as powerful as time, so you can't make God's illusion go away. At least for not another 21 trillion years anyway. So I hope I covered everything. I apologize to the sad Kabbalist if I've offended him or her. I guess he or she could say time is an illusion because it's from a godly perspective, not a human perspective. You can't make things go away. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Or I should have said, you can't make this reality go away. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Someone might ask, well, you say there's only one God, but you talk about all these Hindu deities. Doesn't... Well, all the deities are sustained by Vishnu. Vishnu is another name for the one God, you know. Specifically, Krishna sustains all the deities. So, yeah. I call everything gods. I call a saint a god, I call an angel a god. I call perfected yogis gods. Because they're the same to me. They're all one, of one mind and soul and love and heart and what have you. So yeah, to me, everything that doesn't seem natural is God to me. Not demons. Demons are something else. Um, but yeah, anything that seems positively unnatural, they're all gods to me. So it's also paying respects to I guess the deity by calling the deity a god. Because an angel is not a natural human being. It's not a human being. So yeah, that's why. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, if you're a Christian, you could call the Hindu deities angels. Hmm. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yeah, all the Hindu deities were sustained by Krishna, who was a direct incarnation of Vishnu. And that's why all the deities don't have as much potency as they used to have, like 5,000 years ago. The whole Mahabharata was written by Vyasa. And it took him a really really short time with the help of Shri Ganesha. That's the elephant god, and Ganesha stands for wisdom. He Vyasa called upon Ganesha, and Ganesha helped him write the Mahabharata, of which Bhagavad Gita comes from. And it took him a really really short time to write it. It's inhuman, and it's the longest epic on the face of the earth. It's consists of 18 chapters and um, 18 books. Sorry, not chapters. Bhagavad Gita has 18 chapters. Bhagavad Gita is like a speck of dust compared to the entire Mahabharata. So just to get an idea, maybe let me wiki it. How long is Mahabharata? As I've mentioned, it's the longest epic on the face of the earth. There's no War of Peace is like a speck of dust compared to Mahabharata. 200,000 verses. 200,000 verses. And Vyasa wrote it within a really short length of time with the help of Ganesha, just to demonstrate how powerful these Hindu deities used to be before Krishna passed away 5,000 years ago. Yes, Mahabharata is a 5,000-year-old book, to say the least. It's 5,000 years old. Okay. I'm gonna chant for maybe another hour and then have lunch. 200,000 verses. No, I guess in English it means 200,000 sentences, or 400,000 sentences, because each verse consists of two parts or two sentences. Oh yeah, and Mahabharata was written before it actually happened. It was a book of prophecy before, the story of Mahabharata took place. I don't know for how long. I would say like maybe 1,000 years before Mahabharata happened. And what happened was the events of Mahabharata started taking place, 1,000 years later or so. I don't know how old Mahabharata. It might be really, really old, older than I think. But and the prophecy caught up to reality, or reality caught up to the prophecy. And then after all the events of Mahabharata happened, Mahabharata became a history book. So before that, it was a book of prophecy. It was an epic of prophecies. And then after all the events happened, it became a history book. And even within the book, people knew exactly what was going to happen, and they were trying to go against it. And they said, why weren't you able to go against the prophecies? And they said, well, this thing happened when I tried to go against it, and it prevented me. And then that thing happened when I tried to go against the prophecy, and that happened to me. And that's actually also written within Mahabharata. So it's kind of circular, if you ask me. It says it consists of 10,000 shlokas. Shloka is so if each shloka is 2 sentences, it might be even longer than that. So okay, so 200,000 individual verse lines. Shloka is a couplet, so yeah, 200,000 sentences. That's the length of Mahabharata. And if you're a writer, you should know what that means. Yeah. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That was just one round. Wow. A really, really slow start today. Okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Let me vape some nicotine here. I also vape nicotine a little more, or a lot more, when I talk more, it seems. Okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So yeah, Mahabharata was a book of prophecy, and then it became a history book because it happened exactly as exactly like word for word happened. The events. The events happened word for word in the book of prophecy of Mahabharata, and then after everything happened, it became a history book. That's my point here. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And some of my, how do you know this? How do you know if it's true or not? I read Sanskrit. And if you're a Christian, that means speaking in tongues, the original, the genuine speaking in tongues. It's the language of angels. And I've read the Ramayana, also Mahabharata, not the entire book in Sanskrit because it's really, 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 really long. 200,000 sentences. 200,000 sentences. Let me remind you. So I have no choice but to believe in it. If I weren't able to read Sanskrit, I wouldn't be telling you what I'm telling you. But since I do speak in tongues. I have no choice but to know that as a fact. And if you still don't know where I'm coming from, then please try to learn Sanskrit and then talk to me. If you can learn Sanskrit, that is. But Book of Revelation, the New Testament talks about how everyone will learn a new living language, meaning those who survive, the saints who survive, who survive the apocalypse on the new earth. Everyone will learn, or they'll be able to speak a new living language. They will speak a new living language, and that language is Sanskrit. Sanskrit is a living language which hasn't been spoken properly for the last 5,000 years. So the Sanskrit, the pronunciation of my Sanskrit is from 5,000 years ago. Nobody told me it. God told me it is what I'm going to tell you. Oh, you believe in God, you're crazy. Well, you're Christians. You should believe in God. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yeah, to say that I came up with all the 5,000-year-old pronunciation of Sanskrit all by myself, that's a form of blasphemy for me. I can't take that credit. So I must put it on something else or someone else or some a god. God. Yeah. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Because the funny thing is, if you recite Sanskrit, like I have videos on Mahabharata, Raghaveda, in the Yoga Sutra, Patanjali. If you watch any one of those, me reading the Sanskrit in the books, you'll have a better idea of what I'm talking about here. So if you haven't checked it out, maybe you should check it out. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not trying to get a view credits. Maybe I am. But yeah, if you watch me reciting Sanskrit, the first one is usually Mahabharata. I should have said Bhagavad Gita. So if you watch me read Sanskrit in Bhagavad Gita, then you'll have a better understanding of everything that I'm talking about. Because first of all, I can't recite Sanskrit in the outside world. In public, I cannot do what I do. I cannot read Bhagavad Gita in Sanskrit in public. I cannot. I've gotten attacked numerous times, and I learned it the hard way, so I don't do it anymore. I do it here. I do it. I still get attacked by demons who enter human bodies. Yeah. So watch my Bhagavad Gita videos and watch me recite Sanskrit. It's not even that long. Usually, like maybe 5 to 10 minutes. Something like that. Yeah, watch my Bhagavad Gita videos. That's where I recite Sanskrit in its proper pronunciation. I'm not fluent in it, and one major reason is because I have a fatal injury, and it takes me 20 times the amount of effort to speak or to even open my mouth. I'm telling you that because you'll have a better idea of where I'm coming from. I'm telling you, if I recite Sanskrit in public, I will get attacked. I don't do it anymore. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hey, who I got attacked by? I guess demon possessed people. Demons going to humans and they attack that Sanskrit reciter. That's a forbidden language. To demons, it's a forbidden language. It makes the demons go away. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And yeah, I still make mistakes in reciting Sanskrit, and my apologies. It's majorly due to my injuries. It even prevents me from thinking certain things at particular time. And if I'm angry, it's if I don't like being angry, but if I'm angry, I really can't speak Sanskrit the way I do normally. Hare Krishna, and that's the truth. If I'm angry, it prevents me from reading Sanskrit. It's a little weird, but I guess that's why demons attack me when I recite Sanskrit. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So once again, it's not that I'm learning Sanskrit. It's because I have a fatal wound which prevents me from saying. I have to really put a lot of effort into pronouncing certain words, and I do anyway. I put a lot of effort. I will not stop. I will not, uh, I will not leave it at mispronunciation if I catch it. That is, if I don't catch it, that is my karma. And the one good thing about it, if I would call that a good thing, is that I will do it over and over and over again. Eventually, I'll catch up. So eventually, I will be fluent in Sanskrit. But my pronunciation is the way they pronounced 5,000 years ago. It's the correct way. It's the correct pronunciation. It's not the Sanskrit that you hear nowadays. Sanskrit, disappeared starting from 5,000 years ago, and it started really disappearing 2,500 years ago, and so nobody really actually knows the correct pronunciations of Sanskrit. I do. Blasphemer. Well, if it heals me, it must be, something other than the Sanskrit that's being spoken outside. I do everything for survival. I do everything because it's therapeutic to me. In a way, and I could even say I found the correct pronunciation of Sanskrit because of my fatal wound. Because it's therapeutic. Because the correct pronunciation was therapeutic. That's how I found it. And once again, there's a difference between na and no, and da and do, and ta and ta, and ta and ta. And when you say ta, when you say anything that means that the tongue touches the roof of the mouth. Usually the case, I think, for almost every pronunciation. Like it's there's ra and ra. It's rug veda, not bigger veda, rug veda. And it's once again Ganesha, not Ganesha. Ganesha is not even a word. It's really hard to say Ganesha because it's not a word in Sanskrit anyway. It's Ganesha. If you say that long enough, you might gain some wisdom. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And there's also a difference between Sha and Sha, Shi and Shui, and Di and Dui, Ti and Tui, and Di and Dui. And it's Bar and Duo. There's Du and Duo. That's really hard. That's what I mean by my fatal injury preventing me from speaking Sanskrit. It's Du and Duo. Duo. It should sound French. Duo. 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 Hare Krishna, Hare. But at least if I can't pronounce a certain word because of my injury, at least I touch my tongue to the roof of my mouth. That compensates for it a little bit. But the correct pronunciation of Sanskrit should sound a little French. And once again, it's the mother language of Indo-Europeans, or what some people call them as Aryans. It's an Aryan language. It's not an Asian language, is what I'm trying to tell you. And it shouldn't sound Asian. It should sound Aryan, like European. That's the correct pronunciation of Sanskrit. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And one word, for example, which I have a hard time saying is no, no. There's no spells different than no. There's no, like bonjour. No. It's a pretty sounding word. Too bad I can't pronounce it the way I want to. Not yet anyway. I will get there. When there's a will, there's a way. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Sanskrit is the computer programming language. It's a computer program language of this reality. And the difference is, if you make a mistake in a computer program, the whole program doesn't work. So the exception is with Sanskrit, even if you not mispronounce, if you're close to the pronunciation, the closer you are to the pronunciation, the more beneficial it is, the more effective it is. So it's just by the fact that you're trying to pronounce it the correct way will give you benefits. If you pronounce it perfectly, that's the perfect way. But if you can't do it, but if you're still trying to get there, you still benefit from it. And that's as long as you're still trying. The effort shows in Sanskrit. The effort doesn't show in a computer program language. Because if you type the wrong thing in a computer program, the whole program doesn't work. But with Sanskrit, the effort, actually you get a reward for the effort. You get rewarded for the effort. So that there's a subtle difference. There's a difference between a computer program language and Sanskrit. Sanskrit compensates for your effort to say it the correct way. And I guess that's why I emphasize on the correct pronunciation so much, because even if you're not able to pronounce it the way the Aryans, the Indo-Europeans did, and yeah, French is really hard to pronounce for a lot of people. So even if you don't do it, if you're not there, just by the effort of you trying to get there, will get you rewarded for that effort. And Krishna says, don't expect anything, just to show the effort, but don't expect anything in return. And by doing that, you get God's reward later on. But it's not. It's inferred, because it says, Krishna says, do your duty for the duty's sake. Don't expect any fruits from it. Don't expect any good results from it. And then I will come to that person, who's been God Himself will come to you, for the effort later. So okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, and if you're a Christian, you believe in one God, but you believe in Krishna, who only lived 125 years or so, 5,000 years ago. He's not here anymore. What do you call Krishna God? Well, Krishna is in two forms, manifested form and unmanifested form. Since 5,000 years ago, he's in his unmanifested form. He's not walking around in his godly form. I know the soul is forever. The soul never ends. So, that soul of Krishna is still here. He's actually he's I'm not gonna tell you his exact age, but I know who he is. He's an American and he's about 80 years old. That's all I'm gonna say. But that was Krishna 5,000 years ago. But you don't call, nobody looks at him and goes, oh, he's God. I don't think anybody thinks that, But let me see. So yeah, so Krishna, God is in his unmanifested form. And Krishna specifically says, I come to the earth when there's a need for it. There was a need for Krishna to be there 5,000 years ago. The World War of India happened 5,000 years ago, and that's why he came in his manifested form. But God is unmanifest now, which means he's everywhere and he's nowhere. That's why a lot of bad things are happening, because there's no God to protect it, I guess. But that's my speculation. But yeah, there's only one God, but he has, a God should have many forms, or otherwise he's not God, if you ask me. God has a manifested form and an unmanifested form. The manifested form completely disappeared from 5,000 years ago. So, some people say, oh, there's no God. Then part of what they're saying is actually true. But God is here in an unmanifested form, which means God is everywhere. And, kind of also, to me, it also means God is nowhere. Everywhere and nowhere. So yeah, God is everywhere. There's only one God. Don't delude yourself into thinking I believe in many gods. I call them gods. They're all gods to me. Yeah, angels are gods to me. Like, have you seen an angel? If you saw an angel, you won't call him an angel. You'll call him God, because they're different from an average human being. All humans ever experience is pretty much just average human beings, other people just like them, But if you think, like, if you were, if somebody appeared in front of a dying person, and it either raised him from being dead, or healed him from dying, you may even call him God, because it's so miraculous. Your brain cannot comprehend it. It's like, no, the proper designation for that person is an angel. No, you will not think that, because it's the power of the miracle will overpower your thinking, and your brain cannot comprehend it. So you just go, my God. So that's where I'm coming from. To me, everything is God. Pretty much. Or an overstatement. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So that's why even in the Old Testament and also in the New Testament, an angel came and did a miracle, and the person who saw it, but you must be God, and the angel was like, I am not God, I'm just his servant. But that's not up to you to say. That's up to the angel to say it. To me, if a miracle happened to me, now I'll call that the person who performed that miracle a God. Oh, you are God. And the person might respond, no, I'm not God, I'm an angel. And why does he say such a thing? Because he's humble, that's why. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is a joke. This is purely a joke. Don't take anything I say seriously. I'm either ranting or making a joke. If it's a bad joke, I apologize. But the best I could do in my fatal condition, I could do better if I were healthier. It's purely a joke. Don't punish me for it, and please let no bad karma come to me because of the joke. But my joke is, if the Messiah comes and people call him God, because the Messiah will do, Yahusha's level miracles. Yahusha is the real name for Jesus, or Yeshua is not even his real name. Yeshua means to clean, like a janitor cleaning. His real name is Yahusha. When the Messiah comes, I'm not gonna say if it's Yahusha or another Muslim. I'm not gonna say that I will never admit my, but if the Messiah comes back, people will call him God. It's just, they'll just say, wow, God came to earth, God. Now, the joke is, will the Messiah say, no, 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 I'm not God, I'm just the Messiah? It's funny to me. If you laughed at that joke, then you're blessed. But yeah, that's my joke. The Messiah comes back and people start calling him God. Will the Messiah say, no, 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 I am not God, I'm just the Messiah? Okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. And if an enlightened one of the Sanatana Dharma, that's a real term for Hindus. Hindus is actually, it's considered a derogatory term for most Hindus. But if an enlightened Sanatana Dharma person watches what I'm doing, and I'm talking specifically to those who are enlightened, because there's what I'm doing is not natural. When I chant the mantra, when I speak, it's someone else speaking. It's my fatal injury speaking. But when I chant the mantra, there's an element there which an enlightened Sanatana Dharma person, a near perfected yogi or a perfected yogi, might realize, oh, he must have been a guru or somebody. He must have been a guru in his past life, or he must have been a teacher, or he must have been a yogi in his past life. Well, actually, I'm just Mr. Pig. That's my handle, Mr. Pig. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. And I didn't make that name up, Mr. Pig. I didn't make that up myself. People who know me really, really, really well came up with that name. And they know me really, really, really well. So no, I'm just Mr. Pig. I don't know what you're thinking about my past life, but that was in the past. It probably wasn't that good past either, because of I'm suffering through this karma which must have stemmed from that past life. So if I were a guru, I must have may have done some things in secret, not good things, you know. So I'm Mr. Pig. I'm Mr. Pig, not a guru. Mr. Pig, a beast. Is a pig a beast? You know, it's my question. Is a pig a beast? Because you know I'm Mr. Pig. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And that was only towards enlightened munis or enlightened yogis, enlightened gurus who happens to be watching this video. There's an element of my chanting the mantra, which will make them instantly go, oh, he must have been a guru or a yogi or some sort. So I'm telling you, no, I'm just Mr. Pig. Whatever was my past life was my past life. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, I'm gonna quickly have brunch and then continue chanting. I'll probably be more diligent in my next session. I'm gonna go live again in about half an hour or so. But thank you for watching and Namaste. And yeah, okay. See you soon. Thank you.